Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Browns early games, late games, post game show, Sunday Night Football post game show. Winning their end. The Browns knew they had to get a must win against the Pittsburgh Steelers today at home at First Energy Stadium, and the Browns did just that. They held on to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers by 2. 24-22, and with the win over the Steelers, the Browns are in the playoffs for the first time since 2002. The Browns will face the Steelers in their wildcard game next week on Sunday night at 8:15 on NBC. This was a game that could have slipped away from the Browns, but the Browns prevented that from happening. The Browns fans and the Browns have waited for this moment since 2002. The Browns fans are celebrating, and they and all of Cleveland, Ohio deserves it. Now, the Browns will face the Steelers next Sunday at 8:15. That's one of the wild card games for next week. And the other AFC wildcard games, the Colts will play the Bills on Saturday, and also on Sunday next week, the Ravens will play the Titans. So that's the AFC one. And for the NFC, it's the Bears and the Saints, and the Rams and the Seahawks, and the Buccaneers are waiting. It'll either be the Washington or the Giants, depending on the outcome of tonight's game between the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. So, and the New York Jets fired their head coach Adam Gase today. Well, we kind of knew that was going to happen. And I'm going to go over the highlights of this game right now for you guys. I'm going to go over the highlights for you of this game right now that were between the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers today. To really give you, to sum it up, the Browns took the early lead with their first touchdown. Nick Chubb, right tackle, for the 47-yard touchdown. And Cody Parkey's extra point was good. It was 7-0 Browns. The Steelers went 3 out, had to punt, and then the Browns scored that touchdown. Then the Steelers had 3 plays at 9 yards. I had to punt again, and the Browns went 3 and out, and they had to punt again. Then the Steelers, and it was 7-0 Browns at the end of the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, the Browns kicked a field goal. They got as far as the Pittsburgh 23-yard line. They kicked a 23-yard field goal, 10 plays for 75 yards, and Cody Parkey's field goal was good. It was 10-0 Browns. Then the Steelers got as far as the Browns' 29-yard line for 11 plays for 66 yards. Steelers kicked a 29-yard field goal, and it was 10-3 Browns. And then the Browns went 3 and out and had to punt again. Then the Steelers got as far as the Browns' 46-yard line, 9 plays for 53 yards, and the Steelers kicked the field goal, and it was 10-6 at the break. In the third, the Browns went 3 and out and had to punt again, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers got as far as the Browns' 46 again, and they kicked 7 plays for 52 yards, and they kicked a 46-yard field goal, and Canada's field goal was good, and it was 10-9 Browns. Then Baker Mayfield's pass short left to Austin Hooper for the 2-yard touchdown. And Cody Parkey's extra point was good. It was 17-9 Browns at the end of the third quarter. Then in the fourth, the Browns got as far and the Steelers had an interception at the end of the third. Then in the fourth, the Browns got the ball back. They had it to begin the fourth quarter, and the Browns scored another. Jarvis Landry left end for a 3-yard touchdown. Cody Parkey's extra point was good. It was 24-9 Browns. Then the Steelers scored their second touchdown of the game. Mason Rudolph's pass to Claypool for the 28-yard touchdown. Wright's field goal was good, and it was 24-16. Then the Browns had a turnover on down after 10 plays for 38 yards. And at the 4th and 7, Baker Mayfield's pass incomplete but short right. And for Rashard Higgins. And then that's what turned it over. And then Pittsburgh got the ball back. And then Pittsburgh scored their third touchdown of the game. Mason Rudolph's pass short middle to Juju Smith-Schuster for the 2-yard touchdown. The 2-point conversion attempt, Mason Rudolph's pass to Claypool was incomplete and the attempt failed. And the Browns saved it. And the Browns saved themselves from having Pittsburgh tie it up. And it was 24-22. And near the end of the game, with Wright kicked off and onside for 15 yards, and then Chubb left guard for 42-8 yards, and then Nick Chubb right guard to Pittsburgh 42 for no gain. Then Baker Mayfield right in for the Pittsburgh 3 yards, and that's when they got the first down. And then Baker Mayfield kneels for the final play of the game, and nonetheless, the Browns win, and they clinch their first playoff berth for the first time since 2002. Since the 17-year playoff drought is over, and I got to give the game balls to the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield, 17 of 27 carries and attempts, 196 yards, 1 touchdown. Nick Chubb, 108 yards, 1 touchdown, and 14 carries. And Austin Hooper, 4 receptions, 37 yards, 1 touchdown. So the Browns will face Pittsburgh again next week in their wildcard game. Ben Roethlisberger will be back. Ben Roethlisberger will be back. James Conner will be back. All of the Pittsburgh starters will be back next week. But right now, I'm going to go over all of today's NFL action. And the Minnesota Vikings beat the Detroit Lions by 2, 37-35 at Ford Field in Detroit. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they clinched their playoff spot today. And I give the credit to the Vikings, and I give Kirk Cousins the game ball. Now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers clinched their playoff spot today with a 44-27 win over the Falcons at Raymond James Stadium. Tom Brady gets the game ball. The New England Patriots beat the New York Jets at Gillette Stadium 28-14. I thought the Jets would pull out the upset, but they just did not. The Buffalo Bills demolished the Miami Dolphins 56-26. Miami falls just short of the playoffs. They could not hang on to get a playoff spot. The Browns beat the Steelers 24-22. The New York Giants beat the Dallas Cowboys 23-19. And it will be them in Washington to face and to face Tampa Bay, to face them. The Baltimore Ravens just manhandled the Cincinnati Bengals 38-3 at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincy. Lamar Jackson gets the game ball. Daniel Jones for the Giants. And Josh Allen for the Bills game. And Cam Newton for the Patriots game. The Baltimore Colts beat the Indianapolis Colts, excuse me, beat the Baltimore Ravens 28-14. Phil Rivers gets the game ball for that one. So the Colts are in the playoffs, and they will be facing the Bills next week. The Tennessee Titans gets the AFC South 41-38 today at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. And so Tennessee will play Baltimore next week. The LA Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals 18-7 at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, near Los Angeles. And the Rams will be playing a wild card game next week. The New Orleans Saints, I think, will be facing the Rams next week in the wild card game, and they manhandled the Carolina Panthers 33-7 at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina. The Green Bay Packers beat the Chicago Bears 35-16 at Soldier Field, although the Packers are already in the playoffs, but the Bears will be playing a wild card game next week. The LA Chargers beat the Kansas City Chiefs 38-21 in KC to really get a win in their last game of the season. The Seattle Seahawks beat San Francisco 26-23 at University of Phoenix Stadium in Arizona. Since the 49ers are going to play in San Francisco, and the Las Vegas Raiders beat the Denver Broncos by 32-31 at Sports Authority Field in Denver, Colorado. And right now, the Washington football team is beating Philadelphia in the third quarter with 10:28 to go in the third quarter, 17-14. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this one tonight. I've gone with Philly to win this one. My brother-in-law has Washington, but I think Philadelphia is going to win this one. Right now, I am 11-4, and my brother-in-law is 13-2. And if Washington wins, I will end up 12-4, and my brother-in-law will be 13-3. But my brother-in-law, Eric Clay, has already won the picks for the last week of the season. So, this will be one of those games where this will be one of those games where it's going to come down to the wire, I think. So this could be very well could be a game that can really do Washington or Philly in either way. But if Washington can win this one, they will be in the playoffs. But I think Philadelphia's going to get the win in this one. So we'll see. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101. Browns early games, late games, sports game show, Sunday Night Football update show. I'll be back with the Sunday Night Football post game show once the Philadelphia-Washington game is concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.